There's been a number of ID camps coming to the University of Manitoba. Soccer, no difference. They got their spring camp coming up this weekend, and Gary Johnson is the assistant coach with the Manitoba Bisons women's soccer team. So Gary, talk about the camp and what's going to kind of be going on there.
Well, we start off on Friday night and we have a meeting and we sort of explain to the girls what it's like to be in a university team and how that differs from their experience in the past. And then we start off right on Saturday morning and Saturday evening as well as Sunday morning having what we call small-sided games, and that gives us the best way to look at the girls and see how well they perform in a small-sided game. So we're not playing 11 on 11. You get to see everybody has to touch the ball, and that's what you're after.
For sure. So what kinds of things are you looking for from the girls to make that transition into the university level of competition?
Well, we are in a very fast physical league, and so one of the things that we're looking for, can they play physically? Are they willing to get stuck in and do the job that has to be done? The other thing is, do they have good technical skills? Do they have nice touch with their feet? Do they dribble well? How are they at passing, both short and long, and that sort of thing? So there's a number of things like that, and heading, which is terribly important in our game.
And talk about, obviously you've been around the soccer program for a number of years here at the University of Manitoba.
Actually, Walter and I started it, so.
There you go, exactly. So talk about, obviously there's lots of recruiting that goes on. You're trying to get girls to come here, but sometimes at these camps you kind of find some players that maybe you missed.
Well, and we often find girls from outside of Winnipeg that come here. We've got one that we've actually signed to a letter of intent who will be here, Bailey Plashinsky. And she's, she's a raw talent. It may take a couple years to develop her, but she looks like she could be very good. She's a good hockey player, and that's actually a plus for us because that means she's got good feet. She has a good sense of how to play in a game where you're trying to break out and get at net and shoot. So that's excellent. But we've had a number of successes like that. We have girls from Minnedosa who have been on the team, and Dauphin and places like that, and that's just a plus for our point of view. And this is where they show up. They don't usually show up on our radar otherwise.
And anybody that watches Shaw TV Sports knows whenever I hear Dauphin, I get a little bit excited, that being my hometown, of course. Now, Gary, behind us is that Investors Group field that is arguably going to be hosting some of the 2015 Women's World Cup. Obviously, that announcement coming down last week. Now, talk about, Desiree Scott is playing internationally for the women's team. Her chances of playing in that stadium coming in 2015.
But barring injury, because that's always a problem, I think they're absolutely excellent. She's getting more and more playing time from the new coach. She's showing that she belongs at this level. I think she showed very well in that Olympic trials tournament, especially the last game against the Americans, that she can play at that level, and that's something that he needs. So I'm very confident that barring injury, she should be here, and that would be great.
Absolutely, and she's also off to the Olympics in London as well. So exciting times for Desiree Scott as well for the Manitoba Bisons women's soccer team spring camp this weekend for Shaw TV. Oh, sorry. What?
Well, I just wanted to add is that I wanted to remind the listeners that she's one of our assistant coaches. So this is sort of a double for us. We win in a lot of ways when she goes off to the Olympics and so forth. It really helps with recruiting.
There you go. Then right out of the words of Gary Johnson himself for Shaw TV, I'm Mitchell Clinton.